Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Harrison here from Gamma Lens Media. This is going to be my first tutorial on the Maschine Studio, and I'm just going to kind of go over the pad mode features and kind of explain some of the reasons why Maschine Studio is actually such a powerful piece of equipment to have in your arsenal. So let's go ahead and start over some of the features. Okay, so I already have it set up in pad mode, and in this pad mode, if you just hold down pad mode, it's going to bring up all these features for you. So I'm just going to go ahead and start from left to right. So starting on the left hand side is your scales. For those of you who don't know what a scale is, a scale in the easiest way of explaining is pretty much, starting at a bass root note and working your way, up, depending on what type of scale. This one starts with chromatic scale, chrome, right here. And if you look on the screen, you can see that, the chromatic scale is pretty much, every note just going up. Of course not. That'd be too easy. Now, if you notice, I'm over here on the right-hand side. You can't see the MIDI controller, but I'm hitting these notes, and it's actually lighting up on the pad. So if you're playing a chromatic scale, it's actually going to play it back for you. And what's cool about this feature is you can actually learn scales this way, and this is the cool reason about pad mode. Chromatic, obviously, it's not something super essential, but it's good for practice and getting your finger technique and everything good. But if you go through, if you just tap on it, it brings up the menu options automatically. So just tap on it, go over to major. Now, right now, if you click on a pad mode, you can see your starting root is on a C. And you can see right here it's also starting on a C. So that means, right now it's on a major C scale. And you can see it on, the MIDI controller right here on the screen, what it's playing. Obviously, C major is all the white notes, starting at, the bass note C. That's all you're pretty much playing. And what's cool about this is you can just, if you want to switch your bass note, hold down pad mode and just click on you'll see on this far right hand side, you got semitone plus, semitone negative. Semitone plus just brings it up one bass note by a semitone. And you can actually learn your scales this way. You can learn your major scale. And that's just one of the cool features about pad mode. I'll dive a little bit more into maybe learning how to learn, piano and different things like that from the Maschine a little bit later. It's not just a $1,000, product that can only do production. You can actually learn from what you have. Everything's been built in here. If you want to learn, some blues, just scroll down to blues. And now you can see obviously I wasn't paying attention, so I'm still in a different semitone. So go back to the C. and you can see how it lights up, and same thing on the screen. And just, you know, you could teach yourself this way. Another cool thing about the pad mode, you have all different types, you know, maybe scales you would never even think of playing. And to change your octaves, hold down pad mode, and on the left hand side you have octave negative, octave positive. Go down to, and that's how you switch back and forth. Another thing about in pad mode, if you clicked on fixed velocity, now if you let go, now pretty much what that does is just no matter how hard you touch it, it's going to be a fixed at full velocity. This is a really good feature, especially if you're going to be, you know, doing your hip hop, you know, drums, snares, whatever kind of percussion. That's a great thing, especially if you don't want to actually have to, you know, strike it as hard as you can. Just hold down the pad mode, click fixed velocity again. Once it's not highlighted, it's not on. Another cool feature is, I'm going to go back to chromatic or major. I'm going to tap on the chord. I'm going to go over to Harmonizer. Now, it'll tell you right here, root note, C2. Another thing, if you look over here to the right hand side, you have a chord progression, you know, your 1 through 3rd and 5th. And that's in a major. You can just go down to minor. Scroll down here so you can see it. And you can learn, you know, these scale, you know, chord progressions. Let's go to blues. You know, it has a whole different sound to it. Hold back down pad mode. I haven't jumped too deep into the 16 velocities yet. I'll get a little bit more in depth and maybe do another tutorial on what that is. Another good thing, my favorite part about one of the biggest reasons why I bought the Maschine Studio is because of the lush chords. And if you go to chord set, which is on this one all the way at the bottom, you'll see chord set. Now you're playing, you know, full on chord sets. So, and it'll tell you right here if you look on, you know, what chords you're actually playing. And now you can just go through different types. Major 3. And obviously you're going to play it by ear. And then you can go over to your minors. I think this about covers almost everything that you could do when you're using your pad mode. Just, you know, get in and play with it. You know, hold down your pad mode, search through your scales, learn, you know, if you say you want to learn different major scales, just learn your major scales, learn your minor scales, you know, and then just go through, you know, not just, you know, on the pads. You know, learn them on your controller. Because, I mean, because no matter how much, you know, you could learn on this, as far as playing, I mean, it's an awesome chord. You know, different progressions that you can learn, but you're never going to be able to take away the fact that, you know, you can still play these, you know, lush chords or whatever that you're learning over here. You know, and if you start to learn these chords, and you learn them over here on the controller, it's going to make you a lot better producer. It's going to make you a better piano player. It's going to make you more, you know, versatile. And if you pair the Maschine up with the complete controller, like what I'm going to do, as soon as you hit this note, all the MIDI is going to show up on your controller, so you can see it visually and play it visually. That I'm going to go over that as soon as I get the controller, probably in the next couple of months. I'll probably end up picking up the controller. It's a little pricey, but believe me, it's going to be worth it. So another cool feature before I take off is you hold down pad mode. We're going to come back to Harmonizer, and we're going to go back through chromatic scales. So for those of you who are just learning piano, I highly suggest learning your chromatic scale. Now this is a major chromatic scale. You know, you could change it down to a minor on the right hand side, and you can learn all your different scales. Octave. Hold on, let me scroll up here. Now if you notice, it's just playing the two notes. It's going octaves. All you're doing is you're playing the two octaves. If you click back over, I would say go down to your major, learn your major. It takes a while to learn it, but once you start, you know, once you start visually seeing it and you can do it, you know, here, and then turn around and do it on your MIDI controller. I mean, it's practice. Believe me, it took me hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. My hands just kept screwing up on me. But, you know, you'll learn it eventually. Believe me, I thought I couldn't do it. You know, I was learning off YouTube different ways of, you know, doing hand techniques and everything like that. And believe me, you'll learn it eventually. And there's some good people out there for, you know, learning piano and everything like that. But, you know, if you're, you know, also a visual learner and there's maybe chords or, you know, lush chords, major sevens, you know, suspended six, whatever, you know, these are all things that you can play here and see them visually and then turn around and play them on your MIDI controller. So don't neglect the pad mode. Jump in there, use it for its features, and, you know, don't neglect the scale. Don't just jump straight over, you know, into chord set and start banging out these lush chords, and then when you get done with them, you don't know, you know, how to play in any of the scales to really give you a great sound. So, you know, use it for all its features. Use what you can for it. I'll have another tutorial coming out. Probably the next thing I'm going to go over is note repeat and a couple other things. So this is my first, you know, tutorial on Maschine 1 Studio. If you have any questions, just feel free to comment and down below. Make sure to like, subscribe, share the videos. I also have, you know, plenty of other tutorial videos, Ableton tutorials, And I also do, sound design and everything like that. So I got, free silent plugins and, or not plugins, but presets ready to go. So I think that pretty much covers everything. You guys take care and have a good night.